What's going on, everybody? It's ZachMichael here, and today I am going to be making an ambient melody loop from scratch. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out elizabethrecords.net. Now today we're going to be using a Contact Complete Control Analog Dreams sound here to start it off. We're going to find a preset we like. I like this one. That'll work very nice. And we're going to slow this down. We're going to start at 130. We might even slow it more. And let's put this in, let's go for D minor. D minor should be a good scale to make today's ambient R&B pad sort of melody. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Start by building some chords. Now I want this tension between these two notes to stay in the chord. We're going to take those tension notes and then just drop them down an octave. So we're just building a bit more complex chords in a way. We're going to actually end up changing this chord here though, because I want it to be a bit of a different voicing and just like a different sound entirely. So we're just going to build a chord like that. And what we might actually do is even pitch down this A so it's a bit more lower. Yep, that's going to be the voicing we use. So next thing's up, we're going to remove the scale because now I already know I got the basic notes that I'm going to be using in today's loop down. We're going to just add synth bass. And I already know kind of what I want to do pattern wise. Something like this. We're going to lower the velocities on these higher ones. This is something I like doing with my synth basses recently to make them a bit more unique. I like playing with using a synth bass, but like in higher octaves instead of just only having it play low notes. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and we're actually not going to end up using that, so I'm just going to delete the arcade there. Sometimes I use arcade in my loops, but today we're going to avoid that. I'm going to load up another pad sound here. We're going to try to find something in electro. This could actually work. That was some luck that I picked that, but we're going to go ahead and use that. And we're going to take this, duplicate it, pitch it up. That's just like a little texture. We'll have a bit more with that once we start adding effects and start processing stuff. And then last but not least, we're going to do one more sound. And for that, I want to get like a poly synth, I think. I like this. We can use this. Like that. Alright, so let's get started on the mix of today's loop. So first things first, just gonna cut some of the lows. This pad. Turn it down. Not gonna do too much. Honestly, the sound's pretty solid. Sometimes when I'm making loops, I'm adding a ton of effects and I'm really modifying a sound, and sometimes just all you need is to keep it simple and open. Synth bass. Gonna remove a little bit of the highs. I don't want all the highs removed, obviously, because I do have those notes in the higher frequencies, but I don't want them to be as prevalent, so that's just why I'm turning them down. Now, with this pad here, I do want to do an effect. So I'm going to go in a shaper box. I'm going to put this little pattern on it. We're going to do a similar thing over here with this sound here, this little pluck that we're using. We're going to open up shaper box and we're going to be using this stutter. I'm putting the mix of 40 for that. So now these two here, the biggest reason I'm using shaper box on those is just another way to add different rhythm and bounce to an otherwise simple ambient loop. Now there's a bounce, there's a lot more movement, which is what I like and it's what I'm after when it comes to this sample. So now what we're going to do is render out each of these and then get started on the arrangement here. I'm going to route this first one to mixer track 1, so it'll have the halftime automation that's already built into this FLP, because this is just the FLP I use whenever I make loops. And then we're just going to render the rest of these out and then get started on the arrangement here. So we're going to duplicate this over a ton of times, probably more than we need, but I'd rather have more than less. So let's go ahead and just kind of get started. So we're going to have all the elements come into the intro and then have a halftime section. Then we're going to have a section with no bass and just these 2 sounds. Then we're going to have the bass back in with just one of the sounds. Bass is just in with one of those sounds. Then we're going to have it like this, like that, that. And then here we go. Just like that. We have an arrangement. We have all the stems at the end, both with the pad being non-half-timed and half-timed. You want to have that just because, well, you know, if we're going to be using this halftime effect throughout the loop, you want to have that. But just like that, we have a fire ambient melody. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and check out ElizabethRecords.net. Thanks so much for watching. Head on over to ElizabethRecords.net if you'd like to support me. You can purchase VST expansion banks, drum kits, loop kits, and MIDI kits that'll level up your production there.